But maybe
I think Mr. Mehta, is being a little unfair because she was, as you all know, I think you were editor of the magazine. You know how Sunanda Pushkar was being discussed in the media. She was being interviewed. Mr. Tharoor spoke about her both inside Parliament and outside. So he is not bringing up a personal purpose.
No, but no price tag was being put. No, nobody was talking about it in these terms.
You think what he said was correct?
You can't describe somebody.
You can't justify his statement.
You can't describe somebody as a so-and-so, 50 crore girlfriend. That will be seen. That is different. The issue, the manner in which it was raised was different. Mr. Rao, pick up any one media commentary. You are questioning the media. Pick up one media commentary where a personal point was made vis-a-vis Miss Sunanda Pushkar, where a personal adjective was used, where
about
anything derisive was said about her
character.
No,
on Vinod Mehta saying on her. No, but that's a personal matter. We do not believe in personalizing issues. Vinod Mehta is saying something to you. Vinod Mehta ji, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that you're personalizing something about her character. You are suggesting that she is available for this price. So she was available to Shashi Tharoor for this price.
I'm sorry.
No, but what is that? Why are you? No, how can you? No, what is you are saying interpretation? I'm asking you tonight. Don't you believe that there is no other the manner in which this whole issue has been raised? There is no other room for interpretation here within your own party.
He was simply saying. He was simply saying that here was a minister who had to resign because he had got benefited. He had got 50 crore benefit.
No, what if he simply made a point?
No,
what if he made a point? Why can't he make the same point?
He complicated a very simple statement by making a very derogatory statement at the end of it.
But he should have made that statement.
No,
it was deliberately put in the way he wanted to put it.
Mr. Mehta.
He should have said Mr. Tharoor got 50 crores illegally or illegitimately. He should have made that point. Finished. Full stop.
That is the point. That is where I am coming to the root issue. Gentlemen, please allow me to come to the root issue as I came to Mr. Farooqi, looked at it. You see, today, what do we expect? I am not saying let's bring back the election debates of 1958. No. What I'm saying is, can we have basic decorum? It's going to be a bitter fight. It is going to be a bitter fight. But at least, can we bring down the level of personalizing and personal recrimination? You see, isn't that important now? Mr. Farooqi, I want your thoughts on that.
I definitely agree with you, Arnab, that we must restrain all the politicians, all the people who are into the election. They are not talking in their rooms. Even in their rooms, they cannot like things. When they are talking in public, and that too derogatory and undignified way, and they are attacking the women respect. I think it is not acceptable. We have got a lot of other issues wherein the debate should center. The country is passing through the crisis. We may discuss whether it is corruption, whether it is any other thing. We could discuss all those kind of things. Instead of lowering down the respect of our women folk or personally making the attacks, I think it is not
personality attacks happen. Personality attacks happen.
It is
personality attacks, Mr. Farooqi, happen. Ahead of 2009, Manmohan Singh was the target for the BJP. Ahead of 2004, the attack was on Sonia Gandhi's foreign origins. So, it's not as if personal attacks have not happened. It's only about the Lakshman Rekha, right? How far you go and no further.
That's acceptable, Personality attacks, that's acceptable.
That's acceptable.
To attack Sonia on the foreign origin issue, to attack Manmohan Singh for being incompetent, that's perfectly acceptable. That's part of this normal political discourse.
And even the children of the Gandhi family have been attacked.
Pungent and everything.
Where is this? But if you have a spouse who has participated in alleged corruption, would that not become an issue?
But in the way you put it, it cannot.
No,
but it cannot undermine the dignity. Who are you to decide? Who are you to decide what is the right
Why is this corrupt?
No, you ask for an investigation. You ask for an investigation like you ask for an investigation on Gadkari.
No, we have asked for investigations into many scams. We are at least discussing that issue, although your focus on a completely, I think, an kind of on a part of the comment which is really not meant to be derogatory at all. This was entirely to focus the issue of corruption, how a minister who was alleged to be corrupt brought into the government.
Do you need to overstate to make your point?
And I think you have actually brought this issue entirely back on the agenda.
No. Do you need to overstate to make your point? Do you need to overstate for a round of applause? That's the only point tonight. At one point, you say no. Do you need to overstate to make your point? Last word, Rahul Narvekar. At one stage, you're going to have to say no.
I appreciate what you've stated, that election debates in this country should be merit-oriented. We should discuss development in Gujarat. We should discuss the power excess situation in Gujarat, rather than discussing on a statement by a particular leader. That's irrelevant. The point that's relevant before the country is the development, is infrastructure, is water supply, is electricity. Let's discuss this issue instead of discussing issues such as what did Mr. Modi say about women, what did Mr. Modi say about women.
My last guest on the News Hour debate tonight, joining us from Ahmedabad, Yatin Oza. What do you think? Do you think Yatin Oza from Delhi, do you think Yatin Oza, Narendra Modi should retract his comments, issue a clarification, as Rita Bahuguna Joshi of the Congress, Vinod Mehta and Kamal Farooqi are all demanding tonight?
No, I am not in agreement with the demand that has been raised by the other panelists. Because what Mr. Modi has said, he has said with all responsibility and with full knowledge of on the subject. And therefore, I don't think there is any question of his asking for an apology or
you think he overstated himself this time? You don't think he overstated himself this time?
Exactly what we were saying. It was a conscious statement. This is exactly what we are saying.
So you're saying it was deliberate?
To confess.
Mr. Yatin Oza?
It was a conscious statement and it was very derogatory.
Mr. Oza, Rita Bahuguna Joshi, Congress leader, is asking you tonight whether it was a conscious statement deliberately made by Mr. Modi. Obviously, Mr. Modi.
No, I have not said. I mean, every word should not be taken.
He admitted it.
Rita ji should not take every word stated to its logical end.
But you
what I wanted to say
he's a responsible person. He knows what he's saying. He is a responsible person who made a very responsible.
I know, but I am
very sorry. I'm very sorry. There can be no justification.
What I very candidly say that what you interpret is not right. I mean, every word should not be taken to logical end and literary meaning. You have to see the purpose and reason behind it and the meaning that is sought to be conveyed.
No, the way he said it was the meaning what he wanted to send across. You please watch his video and see his body language, the way he was making fun. No, you cannot. It is very repressible. No. Why don't you just advise him to apologize to Sananda?
Well, maybe, clearly he was looking at getting a response from the audience, but only limited point tonight, Mr. Oza. Even to get a response from the audience, a seasoned political leader must consider the form in which he makes the point tonight. The form, Mr. Oza. The question tonight is about the form, the way in which you make your point. Now, Vinod Mehta also wants to say something to you. Mr. Mehta is saying something to you.
Gandhi I'm saying that Varun Gandhi in Pilibhit was also trying to get a response. He was also trying to get a response from the audience. He was also trying to make them laugh and make them enthusiastic. But you have to stay on the borders of decency. You can't indulge in vulgarity and say that you...
Mr. Oza, last word tonight.
The audience.
Arnab, I want to just come in with a quick comment. Mr. Modi today is a national leader, by far the most popular leader.
Sir, that is
any point,
even more reason
that he makes. Statement that he makes is seen with a lens, and I think so good for it. Congress party also wants to attack him on every single issue. Good for Mr. Modi, good for the BJP. They are only
Mr. Oza.
They have actually attacked him for 10 years, and now they continue to do it on different issues.
Mr. Oza, last word tonight to my last participant because he joined in late into the discussion. Mr. Oza, last word to you tonight.
Yes.
Did he know that there would be such an outrage? Was it a deliberate comment? Does the fact that it was a deliberate comment make it out also to be a deliberate mistake?
As I said, it has become an order of the day. Whatever Mr. Modi speaks has to be distorted, has to be either represented in a manner which he never meant, and ultimately the game plan is to anyhow corner him. But I can assure my friends who are opposing me here on this debate on the issue that more you do it, more you add to his popularity.
Okay, no going back tonight from the BJP participants on the News Hour debate.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That issue is now in the public domain. And my question at the end of News Hour is, will the biggest Congress-BJP fight since 2009 slowly get reduced to posturing, to rhetoric, and to mutual recrimination? Is this the answer? Is this what you want? Send us your views. I see you tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, good night and goodbye.